Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you guys are doing well on this Thursday. You got one day before the weekend is done. So today, we are going to be showcasing some amazing indie devs today, courtesy of Winterthorn Games, as they have their Winter 2025 showcase. If you are new to this channel, you already know that I am often invited to co-stream and show off some amazing developers who like to share their wonderful games with you guys. I am a huge fan of indie games. You want cozy games? We want. Well, we should have some cozy games in the lineup. But I am a big fan of indie games, and I like to kind of show off those things to everyone else because guess what? There are amazing indie titles out there that I think are very nicely ignored that people should be paying attention to. So, with this being said, we are going to be checking them out because we want all the amazing games. And who knows, you might find something that you absolutely enjoy. So, we are going to be waiting for them to go live so that we can hang out with them, see some of these amazing devs and some of the games that are going to be on their gaming list for 2025. So, hopefully, you guys can find something that you guys are going to like. And you know what? Discovery is always a thing. So I'm excited. And I want to thank Whitethorn Games for inviting me. Because this is an absolutely amazing endeavor. So hopefully you guys are gonna love what you see and at least find some stuff to put on your wish list for 2025. Hey YouTube, don't judge my life. I'm gonna do this a little bit because I kind of want y'all to be able to see everything. Yeah, the games may be a little scrunched for you guys, but I want to make sure that you guys get to see the full screen, or at least as much as possible. Hi, Mikala. You don't have to say it 50 million times. Hello. That's less. Hi is enough. One time. Let's remove that one. Let's do a remove. We're gonna go ahead and remove all the repeated hellos because it is nice to only say hi once. You don't need to say it 80 million times out there. So I'm excited. Hopefully we get to see a nice mix of games. Well, I know we're gonna see a nice mix of games. but I'm excited because showcases are really nice. Ooh. In less than a minute, we get to see some indie games, some amazing ones. And I am joined by the lovely Miss Ebony, one of my mods, who is also a big fan of indie games.
Yay, indie games! Woohoo!
The National Weather Service has issued yet another severe winter storm weather alert for Erie County beginning this morning. Over 20 inches of snow is expected to be accumulated by the end of the day. Residents are advised to stay off the roads due to blowing snow and dangerous road conditions. Stay safe, Erie.
Oh, I think that's so cute. I used to want to do that. Like have chat come up like it's like a phone. I'm not gonna lie, in a if I ever get to a point that I can make a 3.0 model, I actually want to toggle to be a tombstone.
Thanks everybody for being flexible today. The weather is clearly not cooperating with us, so guess we're on a call this time.
Oh,
but
is that a little low?
For,
Looks like it's a little low.
Certainly, thanks Liz for taking notes.
No problem. I'm ready to go.
Great. So Whitethorn Winter's just around the corner. We definitely need to figure out what we're going to talk about. Anyone have anywhere you'd like to start?
Yeah, we should probably start with recapping last year.
Yeah, it was a pretty amazing year for game
Oh, are
releases.
you
Spot and
seriously?
Banner, Magical Delicacy,
Damn.
Skatefish.
Like we got a lot of
There's
rain.
also
We
a
didn't
lot
get
of
any
those
snow
final
yet.
updates.
There's supposed to be snow.
And we had some really fun events like PAX and our annual publisher sale.
I have a bunch of trailers we can use for this. Let me share my screen and see what you all think.
Okay, so this is their 2024 that they showing a review of the games that they brought out in 2024. Hey, wait, I got a key for that. Botany Manor?
I want someone to play that botany game. Yeah.
Yeah, because I got a sponsor stream with them coming up. They're gonna be fun.
Yes, I saw this game too. This is one I definitely have on my wish list.
I have a sponsor stream from Mythorect as well. Oh my god, this is so good.
Yeah, that's great. We should.
And
also talk
Mythorect
about
is
some of the
really
other
good.
events.
I demoed them and
yeah,
they were
the Year for
so,
Travel.
it's such a good
I had the
game.
opportunity to meet a lot of different people on different continents this year. We or DICE first, and then I think GDC thereafter.
We also did Gamescom Latam, Bit Summit, and China Joy.
Yeah. And then back to the US, Minnesota, 2DCon this year.
And we had Ava, Game Brussels, and Festa Game in Chile.
Yeah. Oh, and we should probably mention that the week of the showcase, most of our titles are going to be on sale on Xbox, Steam, PlayStation, and also Nintendo Switch.
So
we
y'all
even
heard
have a
that,
sale on
right?
our website
All
for all of our
platforms.
merch.
Ain't no reason for you all not to get
And
these
it was
games.
another big year for the work our team and the developers have done to make sure that their games are as playable by as many players as possible, right, Court?
Yeah, definitely. We learned a lot this year from testing, our community, and other partner creators who want to make games more accessible to everyone. And we have so much more coming up this year.
Like some new DLC for Calico.
Speaking of
right,
things
guys?
happening this year, Body Manor just launched on PlayStation. We should
And
talk
I
about
have a
that
key
for
for
sure.
it. And I have a
Yeah,
key
I have
for
a
it.
trailer for that one too. Tell me what y'all think.
I cannot wait. Like, I was really excited about this. Yeah, this is one of the ones I am super excited for.
Yeah, I mean, Laura and the team at Balloon Studios really made a just awesome game. We should definitely see if they want to have something to say.
Good idea. You have a call with them next week, right? Why don't you float the idea to them and see what the team thinks?
I can totally do that. How are you feeling?
Feeling good. I've had quite a long break since April, or like at least, on and off, taking it easy.
Sure.
And I had a very long Christmas break, which was nice. I feel pretty good about it. It's always stressful when you launch a game, but then when you've had a bit of time to relax and recover, you gain more perspective on how the launch went. And I think looking back on it, I feel the game was received really well, and we're still getting picked up sometimes in articles, and people are still talking about it, which is just really lovely to see.
Yeah, same really, feeling really good. It's always impossible to know when you're working on a game, no matter how much faith you have in it, how it's going to be received. And I feel like it's really exceeded any expectations I had. We've had really nice feedback from all sorts of different players, and that's just been really lovely to hear. I always forget that after you finish working on a game, you finish the hard work, but the game then takes on a life of its own. So if it gets nominated for awards months later, or you keep hearing about new players just discovering it for the first time, that's really lovely to see, and it's been great.
Yeah, I mean, the development is such a involved process for any game. What were some of the challenges that you overcame in development?
For me personally, probably an art challenge, and this was a fun challenge to solve, but working on anything that is based heavily on history and trying to keep the references quite close to that historical record, especially the 1890s, when everything was way over decorated and really super detailed, to go and do that research and then take those references and turn them into these beautifully simplified, stylized artworks that fit in the manor and helped contribute to that nice, relaxing, cozy environment. That was a challenge, and it took a lot of iterations and going backwards and forwards to get everything at the same level of detail. But I feel like we got there in the end, so it was a fun one to solve.
Yeah, for me, the biggest challenge technically was to make the game run on a Switch, because there's a lot to render, and there's a really big manor that needed to be loaded in all at once. and we really had to push and optimize every single bit that we could to make it run, and also to not compromise the visuals too much, because the cozy, peaceful atmosphere with lots of foliage was really important to us, to the vibe of the game. So we didn't want to compromise that for Switch players. And I feel like we did a good job. I think it came out really well.
I think just, like I said, throughout
You know what's
development,
funny, Ebony?
you're
The hardest
in
keys
Unity,
to
you're in
get
the
are
engine,
Switch
you're in the
keys.
manor. What are, big or small,
Really? Nintendo
some of your favorite
nobody
things that
makes
you worked on
keys
that
or
maybe
something?
people
No,
did or
they're
didn't
like
pick up?
For me, my favorite thing, this
I
is
feel
very
like
small,
with at
but,
least I don't know, maybe it's like the
was coming
cozy
up with the Latin
community.
names for the
They
flowers.
are very quick to
So
snatch
I
up
feel
Switch
like,
keys.
when you know
So they
something
don't
is
have as many
almost like
Switch
a little
keys
Easter egg or a
as they
secret that
do
only a
like
specific
PC
section
and
of
console.
players are going to pay attention to. But you know that if they see it and they go and
Wow, that's
translate them, they're
weird.
going to go, "Oh, this is so cool."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Like anybody who's
oftentimes
into science or botany or
when I'm
speaks
putting
Latin.
in
So
for
that was
like
just a little tiny thing that was
activations
really
and stuff
fun
like
to do.
that,
And I think we have had some people who
I
actually
often
did
have to. They'll ask
spot that
you
and
if
go
you're.
and
They'll say,
translate the
"Hey, if you're
flowers.
asking for a Switch,
Yeah, and like
we
you
have
said,
a
that
very
makes
limited
it
amount of
all,
keys.
uh,
So what's a
kind
backup
of worth it
platform for
in the end,
you?"
when people are
Typically,
just
that
so
means
involved
that like
in the manner, and they're on the same level as
you
where like, oh, they
definitely
just
are
they
going to be
get it,
fighting to get a
and
Switch key.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
easier for you to get a PC and
So
console key than it is to get a
Whitethorn
Switch
is,
key.
known for its involvement in accessibility. I'm just curious, what were some of the key features that you knew how to make it into the
And
game?
like PC keys, oh yeah,
Instead
they
of
hand them out like
animating
candy.
a camera
But like
towards a clue,
I would
you
say,
kind of just
in
quickly fade to
terms
black,
of
and then
you're
you're
getting
cutting
the
that
ability to
animation.
kind of get
Also can
some
reduce motion
games to
sickness for
showcase and
some
stuff.
people.
Yeah.
PCs are
Yeah, that's
easy to
just so
get,
important,
and
to being
then
able to reach that
consoles
community
like
and,
PlayStation,
just
Xbox,
allow,
and then the Switch.
these features allow a broader, audience to play. And, I remember hearing about, motion sickness, and that's just so cool that, you and our team were able to collaborate on that and, add into the game. And, lastly,
But I'm always
and for
excited
my
when I
own
see devs that are
curiosity,
very
what is next
multi
for Bloom Studios?
platform.
We are currently still working together, the two of us, and also with Thomas, who did the music on Botany Manor. And we're just prototyping a new game. And yeah, it's still sort of with the same kind of vibes as Botany Manor, but it's not the same either. And it's got history at its core, escapism, exploration, all those elements as well at its core.
Yeah, I'll just echo what Laura says, and I guess from an art perspective, we're definitely trying to keep some of the really good things about Botany Manor, but also do something fresh and new. Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited, so I can't wait to see more. It was great catching up, and I wish you all the best.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Gosh, Botany Manor was such a fun game to work on, wasn't it, Pedro?
It really was, and I think it was a blooming success.
Oh my god, the
Oh my
dad
God.
joke.
Wasn't Botany Manor also involved in the first accessibility showcase too?
It
So
was.
bad, so
and last
bad.
year we were able to showcase accessibility features available in Magical Delicacy and Slime Heroes.
Yes, what an honor. I mean, included with so many amazing developers making stuff more inclusive for everybody out there.
Yeah, it would be really cool if we could get the organizer of that showcase to join us for Whitethorn Winter. Laura Kate Dale, right? I'd love to talk to her about accessibility.
Well, let's set that up. Laura, thank you so much for joining us today. It's so great to see you.
Thank you so much for having me.
So you've spent a lot of your career as a journalist and a consultant highlighting accessibility in gaming and in the games industry. So I'd like to learn a little bit more about why accessibility in video games is so important to you.
I am a disabled gamer, and my disability has always been intertwined with how I experience video games. From my first experiences growing up as an autistic child, using hyperfixation on Pokemon as a way to try and connect with other people my own age, through to recognizing barriers in the kinds of games I struggled to play, and barriers that I didn't really have language to talk about why I was struggling with. It felt like somewhere that I had a lot to say that might be able to do some good.
Mhm.
And the more of my career I have poured into accessibility beyond just the disabilities that personally impact me, it has become more and more apparent quite how huge a set of room there is right now in the industry for positive growth with things we know how to do. We just need to tell developers we know the solutions to a lot of these problems. You just need to give them a go.
Yeah, I think that's really fair. Seeing all those gaps are one of the big motivators to getting you into this field. Are there any other things that really motivated you to really present this platform?
So, in terms of starting to do regular online published content under the accessibility series that I do, a big part of it was talking to developers early on and hearing that there was very little in the way of beginner-friendly introductory content that was like, hey, we're going to assume that you know nothing about these topics, about what disabilities exist, how people could be helped, what those even basic introductions are, to sort of build up a knowledge base. And that was something I felt confident in doing. I was like, I feel like it's not that much work to talk to people, find out the basics, and sort of give people an easy entry point. And the more of that I put out, the more that I realized how many developers, it wasn't that they didn't want to be accessible, they just didn't know how many ways there were to be accessible and how many groups of players they could be accommodating if they thought about it. And that was sort of a really self-fulfilling cycle of, oh, even the basics are getting a lot of people going, I didn't know I could do this. What if I could make the more complicated stuff manageable in that same way? And that really encouraged me to sort of keep going with it.
I see. That's really interesting. I think when we're working with our developers, we are encouraging them to incorporate these accessibility features. But like you said, like there's so much out there, it's hard to know what to put in, what's the right way of doing it. So with our developers having the goal of making games as accessible to as many players as possible, what advice would you give to them or to other developers trying to do the same?
I think the easiest thing is go online and find disabled gamers talking about their experiences. We are at a point in this industry where there is a ridiculous wealth of knowledge out there being freely provided that you can use to learn firsthand experience from different people. If you go to somewhere like Blue Sky as a social media network and look for accessibility, you can find starter packs of hundreds of accessibility people in the games industry to start following who are constantly talking about their experiences and needs. You can go to somewhere like Twitch and search for the disability tag and go watch disabled gamers with various disabilities and how they are engaging with games. If you've already got games released, you can go look for that tag on Twitch and find out how disabled people are already working within the games you've released and going, ooh, what can I do to make that easier for that person and the way they're playing? There are so many people putting out reviews of video games from accessibility perspectives. There has never been more ability to see what disabled gamers are saying about the games they play and what is helping them and what isn't, and to just soak that information in.
You see, that's really amazing. And so, from the other end of things, if players want to see more accessibility in games, is there anything that they can do to help developers with that?
I think the biggest thing that people can do is advocate for it and talk to developers about the fact that they want to see it, whether it personally impacts them and their needs or not. A lot of the time, disability and accessibility are going to impact everyone eventually, even if they don't impact you today. If nothing else, as you age, you're probably going to start experiencing reductions in fine motor control, in vision, in hearing. Eventually, you're probably going to need these things yourself. And if it takes self-motivation to be invested in that, then so be it. But ideally, whatever that motivation is, if you want to see accessibility improve, tell these companies, I wish more of my friends could play your games. I wish that 30 or 40 years from now, I won't have to put down your games, that I'll still be able to be buying them. Make it obvious to them that it's not just disabled people who want to see these improvements happen, that everyone wants to see them happen and that everyone eventually is going to benefit from these changes.
I see. No, that's a great point. I think when we talk about accessibility, sometimes we assume we're only trying to appeal to disabled gamers, but it's true that for everybody, these features are helpful and may be helpful in the future.
Well, Laura, thank you so much for joining us today. It was so great to talk to you, so great to catch up. And before we go, one last thing before we go, where can people find you? And if they want to get involved with the Accessibility Showcase, how do they do that?
Yep, I can be found at Laura K. Buzz on most places, social media-wise, that you might find someone. Accessibility can be found as a series on YouTube at Laura K. Buzz, or at access-ability.uk for written versions of articles. If you go to access-ability.uk, you can find a contact form. If you want to be involved in this year's Accessibility Summer Showcase, drop me a message there and let me know a little bit about your game and what you're doing in terms of accessibility.
Awesome. Well,
amazing.
Thanks
Sorry.
again.
Thanks, Laura. This was a great conversation.
Yeah, it was really great. All right, we'll talk to you later.
Speaking of accessible games, are we ready to talk about Calico now?
You know, Slime Heroes actually out in a couple of weeks. I think that's probably high on the priority list.
I'm really excited about that launch. I actually had so much fun playing the demo. I love a good Souls-like.
Ooh. Yeah, that corrupted silver boss fight was super tough. I'm really glad that there's features in the game to allow you to play, like, no matter what your skill level is. We should definitely share that new trailer, too.
Oh, you mean the trailer announcing that it's coming to PlayStation? I have that right here.
Oh, did I hear PlayStation? I did. Look, Ebony, it's a cozy little slime beating up things in the forest.
The Guardians, supposed to protect this land.
I don't like action games. Don't care how cute they are.
Corruption stalks every corner now. To be saved by a slime. What has the world come to? I believe that if we can find
You know what? If Jay was here, his wish list has just grown.
Oh, he likes games like this?
Yeah.
you are, we shall.
Oh, and it's co-op.
Oh, so cute.
Oh.
Save the Guardians! Save the world! A great tale this will be!
You know what? I might want to check the Slime Heroes out. I might have to rope Shakura into playing with me.
The Pancake Games team's really excited about it. I'm sure they'd be down to talk about it with the community.
Yeah, hey Andy, maybe I can get a hold of Tomas and the team over there at Pancake Games and we could chat?
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds like a plan.
Hey guys, thanks for the chat today. So, Slime Heroes coming out really soon. How's everyone feeling about it?
Feeling great. Yeah, we're really excited about this release. We've been working on this for the last 3 years, and this is the first time this is the first project this team has built together. So we're just really excited for people to experience it for the first time.
Very cool. And can you talk a little bit about the inspiration behind the story of the game?
Yeah, the inspiration for Slime Heroes was fundamentally we wanted to tell a story of an underdog or a person, a character that is viewed as weak or not beneficial to the world, the society, and really show that through perseverance and them like working towards their goals that they can become something great and even become a hero.
Well, I know that creating a Souls-like game and making it approachable for players is really important to you guys. Why do you think that is? Why is that so important to you?
So we really wanted to make this game approachable because, like, yes, we were making a Souls-like, and Souls-like games are known for being difficult. But there's a lot of great things from those games too. For this, we wanted as many people as possible to be able to enjoy the game and experience it together. And so that, with that in mind, we wanted to make sure that it was accessible and specifically allow people to. We want to build a game that people enjoy and can tweak whatever is difficult for them, so that they get the right amount of difficulty for them and they can still enjoy the game. And yeah, like we're just making games for people to have fun. So you can set your difficulty for you.
Speaking of accessibility generally, I mean, obviously making this accessible to as many players as possible is a big part of the mission for both you and us. But like, do you have any features that you think were absolutely must have for accessibility around launch?
So, I mean, generally we tried to get as much as we could in, and I know there's a lot more that we could add with means and resources, but our general philosophy for the features that we added to the game is we wanted to give a lot of flexibility. And because not every single person has the same thing that's difficult for them, like it could be reaction speed, it could be how punishing damage is, it could be how fast platforms move and you have difficulty jumping. And some of the actions where you have to hold buttons, you can just press them. Everyone has different difficulties, and so we try to just create a lot of features and sliders to be able to change the thing that makes the game difficult for you, and be able to set that so the game is enjoyable.
I like
also
that.
Kind of an all ages and family game, right? So I think that kind of feeds into that. Obviously, you might have players with really different skill levels sitting with each other, parent and child, or even just two friends who don't play as often as each other. What is it, do you think, that made you want to make a game that way? And what are some specific features that you think enable it? I really liked, for example, your by-player difficulty settings. So even if we're playing co-op, we can each get an experience that fits our skill level.
Oh, that's actually kind of cool.
Very early on, we wanted to make a game that people could experience together. Games are such a great medium to be able to share experiences. And for this game in particular that we were wanting to build, this action Souls-like, we wanted there to be a game that people could have an entry point into that type of genre. And so with those features and the style that we chose, and has a lot of wholesome tones to it, we wanted it to be welcoming to people, to be in the world for a long period of time. And that was something that was important to us. I know myself, I want to be able to experience this with my partner.
I like
want to
how
experience this
they
with
have
my
it at
kid.
any kind of entry
And
point.
so
You
we
can
wanted
be a
to
super
have that
beginner, or you
dynamic
could be like
of, yeah,
really
there's, like,
experienced in like
there's a
Souls
cute,
like games,
colorful world.
and
Yeah.
everybody can play
wholesome
this.
and
Yeah,
whimsical,
I
and we
think is a
created these
really
accessibility
cool
features to allow
way to develop a game
entry-level
like
people to
that.
get into the game. But we also created opportunities for difficulty. Usually you're opting in, going
Because
open
normally
paths
you
and
pick one
or
setting
finding
and
some
then
extra
that's it.
dungeon
Like one
somewhere.
difficulty,
And
and
so
then
basically allowing
everybody
both
plays on that
people who are
difficulty.
entering
So the fact that
into this
each
type of
person
game
can
and
tweak
people who
theirs
are familiar with
is
this
amazing,
both
and I
enjoy
love
and
it.
being able to share it together.
I love that. I've got kids myself, obviously, and we play together all the time. So anything that makes that easier is welcome. Do you have anything you want players to take away after they're done playing Slime Heroes?
Yeah, I mean, one, like, this game is fully, you can play the whole game co-op, both locally and online. So definitely enjoy this game with somebody. And then because of the way the story is, we want people to feel empowered. And so after the story, probably the key takeaway is to feel empowered after this. And have fun.
Thank you so much, Tomas. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to chit chat with me today.
Yeah, thanks for having me here.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Mm-hmm. Bye.
We have another couple of games coming up this year, right?
Yeah, Spray Paint Simulator is one of them.
Yeah, there's a new demo for that in Steam Next Fest, right? We probably have a trailer.
Oh, you mean this one right here?
There are so many simulator games out there now. Did he just take that person's money?
Yeah, I mean the spray painting is just absolutely so
Okay,
satisfying.
if it's just like
Yeah,
the
and I'm
Power
definitely
Wash
going to make it my
Simulator
mission to
and I have
find
to paint
all the
people's
Easter eggs the
houses,
North
I
Star
would
video games
so
team
do
hid in
this.
free spray mode.
That's what it looks like. It looks like
really
Power
cool,
Wash
too.
Simulator,
A
except
lot
it's
of
spray
things
paint.
before they became an indie studio.
Oh yeah, I should definitely set up an interview with them. What do you all think?
Yeah, let's do it.
Line that up.
Yep.
Well, thanks for joining me today, guys. So we'd love to hear a little bit about the game. I think that's something we should definitely share with the audience. Do you guys want to tell us a little something about Spray Paint Simulator?
We're North Star Video Games. We're based in the UK. Spray Paint Simulator, it's a relaxing, creative game about transforming objects from old to new. It's a very satisfying and rewarding experience. The gameplay loop is kind of you prep, spray, and reveal your work. You get to choose your colours and you paint things however you like. Well, actually, if you play it in career mode, it's like you paint it how the customer wants it, and then once you unlock it, you go to free spray and you can paint it however you want without restriction. Recently finished it for Christmas. We're working on multiplayer, so we've got co-op multiplayer. Lets you spray with friends in free spray mode. So the idea is you bring a little bit of colour to the town, which is called Spatterville, which the customers.
Yeah, I don't care about free spray. Free spray. I want customers to hire me.
Basic game for people who love hands-on cozy gameplay and enjoy bringing a bit of colour to the world.
Well, they do have the career mode, so they do got that part of it.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, it's from what I've played already, it's incredibly satisfying. It's got while it's a job game, it's got all the best parts of the job without all the tedium. And I think that's a tribute to the fact that you guys are.
I have yet to play any of the simulator games.
You guys worked on Lawn Mowing Simulator. And
I don't play most of them, but Power Wash Simulator has me in a chokehold. I love that game.
From working on, like, for example, Lawn Mowing Simulator, and other titles that you worked on that you're bringing into this game.
It's definitely one of those. Put on some music, turn off your brain, and just push a button.
Satisfying, methodical gameplay loops. People really enjoy that kind of that method and following a process, and then the satisfaction that comes from the completion of that process is one thing we learned. So that was our kind of first. We're very experienced, but that was our first.
He just explained my brain.
Many other games over the years, kind of like party games, platformers, horror games, narrative.
I don't know. Like for me,
different platforms, mobile.
I don't know if it's a sim. Like I don't think it's like Sim games like this.
Yeah,
It's like Sim City and like Pharaoh and things like that. Those games that I can like shut off. Those are my shut my brain off and just go.
And actually working on something that was really great.
Well, that's because you like decorating stuff, the houses and cities and stuff like that. I don't want to do. I don't care. I don't want to do that. I want you to say, here, I'm going to hire you to do this one specific thing, and then I want to do that one specific thing perfectly.
Which has definitely got its place, and I know players love it. But one thing that we wanted to do with spray painting was a less strict approach. So
I do want to play Supermarket Simulator. Not to lie.
Yeah, that's a wholly different thing, and that seems like super fun. I own it. I have to play it.
And we'll do that in all mode sim. So in SPS, we've definitely gone heavily into that and offering them more of a creative freedom with it, especially in free spray mode, which is, play with friends, spray the whole town, do what you want.
Yeah.
I think Lawnmower Simulator differed quite a lot from everything else.
I've seen Lawnmower Simulator. That is nuts.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Oh yeah, you get hired to in the game, you get the career mode and you're hired to like mow people's lawns. But you have to mow it like, and all the customers have different ways they want you to do it. And like I've seen that gameplay and the how perfected you have to be with it is crazy.
We try to make sure that you can just spray everything.
I'm gonna have to look that one up.
Yeah, you would probably like that because I saw somebody playing it once. They were so tilted because like they accidentally cut like a little bit of somebody's flower bed and they actually got deducted for it.
It's where you can collaborate and you can just make whatever you like.
Yeah. So why is creating a relaxing game experience important to you guys for this one?
There's enough troubles in the world at the moment, aren't there? So you think a game should be a way for people to unwind and switch off. So
That's the way I look at it. Games should be about unwinding and switching off, not creating more chaos.
Games which are about creating tension, like horror games, and I've enjoyed that as well. It just
Well, it also depends with that chaos. If you create the chaos that makes it fun for you, like I would consider Marvel Rivals as chaos, but it's fun for you.
Too enjoyable.
No. Not when I say games being as chaos, but more so the chaos of what's going on out in the world and stuff. I feel like you should bring it into the game.
So, it's always
Gotcha.
You can get from dirty to clean, or in our case,
Like games are meant to be a place for you to unwind and relax.
it's a new thing.
Whether it's like horror or indie or whatever the case may be. But like I feel like people take their worst versions of themselves and then they bring it to video games and it's just like, bro, I'm gonna need you to switch off. Like
Exactly,
switch all
yeah.
the way off.
Going to be available in the game and some of the
You're at 11. I need you at 2.
to get as many players playing as possible.
Yeah, I think the first and most important thing is that lack of pressure and slow pace, or at your own pace. There's no requirement for things like rapid button presses or holding down buttons or button combinations. We made an effort to try and make a very clear user interface, and we use core text in line with a lot of accessibility guidelines. We support adjustable controls so that you can remap everything, multiple different ways to play on controller, mouse, keyboard. I think some players find a kind of methodological, repetitive actions help focus and relaxation, and I think it's quite positive in a kind of accessibility way. I think that covers the main things that we've got.
Cool. Well, our time is almost up, but we didn't get a chance to talk about that awesome soundtrack. Do you guys want to say a little thing about that? Like, it's the perfect music to paint to. What inspired you guys to go with that kind of soundscape for your game, and what did you want to make sure was in there?
I was trying to go towards something that's maybe a bit more relaxed, chilled, but laid back, easygoing, and upbeat, really. But because what we've gone for is, you did quite a lot of research when we were looking at similar comparable titles. Then you look at the reviews, and what a lot of players tend to do is they'll switch off the in-game music and they'll put a podcast on or listen to their own music. So what we've done is there's a real-world device in the game, so it's kind of a radio. So you can pull the radio and it's free. You don't have to buy it in the shop. You can drop it in the scene, and you can. This is also a little bit influenced by games like Grand Theft Auto, where you've got the radio in the game and you can split it.
Right.
That kind of idea, where it's kind of you just flick the button and it plays different tunes on the radio at the time. But all the tunes are relaxing.
I love that in games.
Instead of easygoing. Maybe some are a little bit tongue-in-cheek as well. You don't want to take yourself too seriously, so maybe a bit of elevator music in that for those people who love elevator music. And we're not putting the game. We've decided not to put it on by default because we want people to make that choice. So it's kind of like, it's there. It's not in the main menu, but when you go into the game, you drop the radio in, then you turn it on. If you don't put the radio in, you don't have the music. But in terms of choosing the tracks, it was definitely, I watched tons of stuff on social media, loads of YouTube videos, also just tapping into my own experience of music that I find relaxing, but also not just things that I like, what other people might like as well. Because it's radio, you can switch channel.
Yeah.
So you try, station. So it's kind of like you've got to appeal to everybody, what other people like as well. So try to think about that a little bit as well.
So should we listen to a little bit of it?
Sure.
Yeah, go for it.
Do it.
Always good to check in with the devs.
And with each other too.
Yeah, I mean, that reminds me of the work Safe in Our World does. I mean, it's so important what they do. We should totally use Whitethorn Winter to promote their message.
Yeah, let's see if we can get that set up.
Em, thank you so much for joining us today. How are you doing?
Thank you for having me. I'm good. Do you know what? It's been snowing here and everything has just been solid white ice outside. And it got so great. And now it's all melted and I can see like a little bit of green again. It's properly boosted my mood.
Yeah. We need those breaks in the dreary winter that's happening right now, right?
Oh my goodness, yes.
So why don't we get started by why don't you tell me a little bit about Safe in Our World? I know it's done some incredible work providing resources and support for mental health and well-being for people in the games industry. Could you talk a little to this?
Well, there's so much that Safe in Our World does. There's like the Level Up partnership, which is basically where we collaborate with game studios to help safeguard the well-being and mental health of developers and the wider team. Through that, we have a wealth of resources we've got like a website portal where we host training and there's resources to access. We invite industry experts to give talks and workshops. We've done stuff like self-advocacy training, things like that. I think we've signposted an estimated 500,000 people to life-saving, game-changing mental health resources via our website now. We've got like this system where you can find mental health resources and like services in your local area. And yeah, I think that the thing that really got me as a community manager, as someone who likes to learn about people around me, was and something that I contributed to myself when I was an ambassador was Safe in Our World platform lived experiences. We've got a podcast called Safe Space.
I would love to work for something
posted
like
on
that.
our website. You can get it on Spotify. I think there's a few other platforms. There's our stories section of the website as well. We regularly share blogs and articles, often unpacking misconceptions and breaking down stigma with real life examples for mental health situations that people find themselves in. And the last thing I was going to mention is that last year we hosted a games development challenge over the course of 5 months that saw over 200 submissions of indie games on itch.io, which was a really big deal. We were so excited to see what everyone had made, and all of those games had mental health themes that into them. So yeah.
Why is it so important to you to platform these ideas, to promote inclusivity, to normalize mental health?
It's kind of like the same with a book or a movie, right? Games as a platform provide space for storytelling. And one of our chief goals is to break down stigma around mental health. So the more stories we can tell, the more light we can shine on what everyone's experience is, what everyone goes through, the more empathy we can build, the more understanding we can build for our fellow human who might be struggling.
Right.
So, like, inclusivity in games, like having representation in games, is a hugely important thing to us. Being able to see those stories manifest in games, but also like games as an escape. Games as we live on a wild marble. It is spinning. We are holding on for dear life. It is next level. Sometimes life can be very scary, and I think there is a lot of good in video games for escapism, for finding a cozy, chill space.
So, going back to the initiatives you guys are doing, you guys are doing a lot. Is there anything coming up that you'd like to share with our community?
2025, I'm so excited about because the team has grown. I came on board. My colleague Jess has come on board. We're 2 more people strong, and that has massively increased the ambition that we have for what we can get done this year. What I would say is keep an eye out on our socials for some pretty sweet news in the coming few months, both for players looking to grab great games to support our mental health charity and to find time for that processing. And then for further support for the games industry itself, we have a lot of stuff very close by that we're going to be announcing, and it's very cool. We've got some exciting developments to help studios implement and maintain great mental health practices. seeing what they're excelling at and where they can improve. Like we're very excited to get a little bit more hands-on with feedback. So we've been building some infrastructure around that. And we've obviously got our annual fundraisers like Play Your Way in May and Press Pause later in October. So we'll be on the lookout for creative fundraising ideas from our community. And I'm personally very excited to connect with more streamers this year. That's my New Year's resolution.
Well, I know they're excited to connect with you. Streamers that we've worked with talk very positively about Safe in Our World. So
lovely. Love to hear it.
How can people get involved with these initiatives? Where can they find you?
Oh, they can find us well. We're kind of everywhere. We've got the Safe in Our World website. That's safeinourworld.org. Easy peasy. I'm pretty sure we're at Safe in Our World on pretty much every social media. We are over on Blue Sky now for those jumping ship off Twitter or X or whatever we're calling it. We are still on Twitter. And all of those spaces. But we
I gotta
also
make sure that I
have
follow
a
them
Discord
because
community. Pretty sure it's like over
I love what they
2,000
have to
people at this
offer.
point, if not more. It's a really very cozy, wholesome little space, and I would highly recommend it if you'd like to join. And that is the Safer Together Discord. So easy peasy to find over on our website.
Great. All right. So before I let you go, what's your favorite Whitethorn game?
Well, okay, so bear with me because I'm a big fan of that kind of laid back, cozy vibe day in the life simulator. And I heard really good things about Calico. Now, I picked it up for my sister's birthday present last year, and because she's big into cats. She wants a cat, as she's always banging on about this cat cafe that she goes to. So I thought that's a perfect fit, right?
Right.
Everything I've seen and heard about the game makes me want to play it so bad, but alas, my backlog of games remains untouched.
Mood.
I hope to make space for it. It's definitely the next one on the list.
Well, we're excited. We're excited to hear what you think after you play it then.
The art style is so cute.
It really is. It's really awesome. I think you're going to really have a good time when you jump into it.
Looking forward to it.
Yay! Thanks so much for joining us again today. It was really great talking to you.
Yeah, it's been lovely. Thank you for inviting us. It's always nice to have a wee chat and talk about what we're always up to. So
absolutely, yeah. We'll talk soon. Bye.
Bye.
The games industry is making strides to be more inclusive to creators and players, but it still has a long way to go. It's groups like Safe in Our World who are leading the charge in education and providing much-needed awareness, support, and destigmatization in the industry that will help us bring the game space that we all love to where it needs to be.
How can we help Safe in Our World do more?
There's actually a number of ways. There's programs on their website, and also you can donate directly. But beyond that, they also do charity bundles sometimes. You remember last year we were in one of theirs?
Yeah, we were. And I guess we'll just have to stay tuned and see what they have cooking this year.
Hey guys, it's really coming down out there.
I am so sick of the snow. I would rather be on a beach anywhere.
You mean a beach like Ambrosia Island?
Yes, I highly recommend this one.
Right now.
I have it.
Well,
I
we
gotta
can at
do a
least include it
sponsor
in the
stream for
showcase.
it.
Don't we have an announcement about a new platform?
Yeah, it's coming to PlayStation. You guys want to see the trailer?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If it's coming to PlayStation, yes, it is. I need this game on PlayStation.
This is the one with the gods.
Yes, this is the one with the gods. The one that I was doing a demo. Yes. Wow. I have a Steam key for this. They gave me a key for this on Steam. But if it's coming to PlayStation, I want this on PlayStation. excited. Yes, I need this. I need this. I need this. This game was so cool on the demo.
You know, it would be great if Alex from Polygon Treehouse joined us to say a few words about the game too.
I'm sure he'd be up for it. Let me chat with him.
So it's been a few months since Mythric has released on PC, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. What's it been like seeing people experiencing the game now that it's out in the wild?
It's been absolutely terrifying, but really, really exciting at the same time. I think when we've been working on something for so long and you've been quite close to it, and nurture it and make sure it's a perfect thing, and then it's out into the wild and people are playing it and interacting it in their own ways and experiencing the story for the first time. It is really scary, but we're building games to be played, and it's always really exciting to see how different people react to it and people connecting with the story and the characters. So yeah, really, it's just the most rewarding bit of making a game, seeing people play it and seeing people enjoying it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, hopefully you've had some time to rest and recover now that it's been out. But I'm just curious about the most fulfilling parts, big or small, that come to mind throughout development or even post-release.
So I think one of the coolest things I think it was Summer Game Fest, some really awesome cosplay of our main character Alex. And it was quite a confusing situation because I'm called Alex, the player character in the game is called Alex, and the lady who's did the cosplay is also called Alex.
Spider-Man meme.
There's a triple Alex whammy. But that was just so amazing, and to go from something, the character you've been scribbling on paper.
That game is a cool game. I highly recommend it. Anybody has not
amazing job.
Mythric, Ambrosia Island.
Really,
go
really mind-blowing.
check that game out. It is such a cool game.
Seeing the characters come out in 3D is one thing.
Yeah.
See a real live person being your character.
That's so cool.
That was really, really awesome. And I think people connecting with the story. We've had lots of messaged up people being reduced to tears at the end of the game. They've felt such a strong connection to the characters. And also, obviously, with Mythrax, our take on the Greek gods, they're not the kind of old dusty Greek gods, quite a modern interpretation, answering the question, what would the Greek gods be like if they're alive in today's world? And so there was an article, a review by Working Classicists. They loved the game. They really got where we were going with it, and so that was kind of like a real relief for me. And just it was really great to see, proper classicists really embrace the idea of Mythrax and its kind of strange take on the Greek gods. So that was, just we could go on, but there's just three really big highlights for me.
Yeah, it's amazing, especially just hitting kind of some of these pockets outside of our bubble, which we're so inside, like we said. Game is out on PC, Xbox, and Switch, but now it's coming to PlayStation. It's exciting.
Yeah. Really excited.
I'm excited for it. I'm super excited for that.
I've got a long history with PlayStation. I think Super Nintendo and then PlayStation was part of my kind of console journey growing up. And actually, after university, I spent the first half of my career working at PlayStation. So I worked at Sony Cambridge, then became Gorilla Cambridge. And I worked a lot of big PlayStation IP, and so PlayStation will always be something that's close to my heart. To have an indie game we've made come to PlayStation is always going to be a really special thing.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and that makes me just think of the DualSense. I mean, that controller is just it really has taken controllers to the next level. Wow. But I'm just curious if you had any, ideas on how you could take advantage of that with Mythric.
Yeah, you're right. It does feel like a kind of big step forward, and I think games like Astrobot really show what that controller and the fidelity that it can bring to an experience. And one of the central mechanics of Mythric is the Ambrosia Alex's radar. So as you're exploring a 3D space, like a magic metal detector, the pings and the sound will increase the closer you're getting. Proximity to a hidden treasure. And so, clearly it's really exciting to see the potential how that might work with the DualSense controller.
Yeah, well, I am so excited to play Mythric once again, seeing it on PlayStation and playing it with the DualSense. So it's been, so awesome catching up. Do you have any, shout outs or closing remarks?
I just want to say a big thanks to the whole, Whitethorn family, all the other developers we've crossed paths with. with Whitethorn, and yeah, just big thanks to everyone for playing the game. I hope you had fun, and if you've not had a chance to play yet, obviously you can play on PC and now pick any console. It's any console of your choice. Yeah, there's a warm welcome waiting for you on Ambrosia Island.
All right, Alex. Well, it was great talking to you, and I can't wait to check it out on PlayStation. Bye.
I'm really proud to have worked on Mythrax with Polygon Treehouse. They are just such an awesome team.
You know who else is awesome? Peachy King Games and Calico. Are we ready to talk about that yet?
Oh, and how could we forget about Magical Delicacy? We have something cooking up with them, don't we?
Yes, absolutely. Coming to PlayStation.
I like how Calico is about to become the main feature of this game. Ooh, I like the graphics for this one.
Yeah, at first I was wondering about this one because I don't do platforming, but the platforming is very easy in it, so.
You know, I might have to try this out one. I may have to try this one out because I love pixel games now. They're becoming my fast favorite genre.
Yeah, basically you can cook stuff and you sell it in your store.
Okay. I'm gonna have to wish list this. Man, I swear to God, my wish list is getting bigger
Watching
and
that
bigger.
trailer made me hungry.
We don't want to discuss my wish list on Steam. It's
Always.
like, I think the last time I looked,
It was a really big hit with our
300
community
something
creators
days.
too.
Ebony.
Speaking of creators, we should chat with Stream for a Cause. We collaborated on
Well, like,
quite a few charitable
A
initiatives
third
with
of
them
them
last year.
aren't out yet,
They do some
so
incredible
they're
work connecting
they're
creators with
pre-wish
community
listed.
nonprofits to help fundraise
Some
for
are
important
out,
causes
but they're
at the
not at
local
my
level.
price, so
I'm
they're
sure our
still there.
community would love to hear what they have coming up this year.
Oh, definitely. Great idea.
Let's see if we can set that up.
Hi, Robbie. Hi, Marv. It is so wonderful to see you. How are you doing today?
I'm
I
gonna
am
have to
doing
go
great. We're
check
so
out their
happy to be
devs
here
for
with you
that
today.
one because I
Oh, we're
want to
thrilled to
see
have you.
things.
We're really excited to have you guys
I
on
need
the
to slide up in some
so thanks so much
DMs.
for joining us. Let's get started. Why don't you tell me a little bit about Stream for a Cause and some of the initiatives that you and your team partake in?
Sure. So, Stream for Cause is a nonprofit. We're based in Michigan, but we work all over the world. Our mission is to connect funds raised through online spaces into actual communities. So the world keeps getting more global, right? Like we have like online communities, we have these huge, giant, we call them name brand nonprofits that are doing amazing work. But what about the ones that are in our own backyards? What about our local food pantries? What about our local humane societies, shelter houses, pride centers? They don't always have access to raising money in the same way that we do with content creators, which totally makes sense, right? Like that's fine, but what can we do about it? And that's what we do at Stream for a Cause. We're raising money. We do micro granting. We do consultation. Our job is to help smaller community-based organizations overcome the barriers that prevent them from delivering the services that we need. Because even if we do live in a more global space, we still also live in a town or a community or a neighborhood. So we need to continue to support those places as well.
And we work with content creators of any size on really any platforms. And we take those funds and we not only crowdsource them for Stream for a Cause, because like Robbie said, a lot of these small charities and nonprofits that we work with in these local communities, giving them money sometimes doesn't always solve the problem. So our sustainability coaching and our other programs are so integral to Stream for a Cause. And we really have our content creators to thank for that.
That's amazing. So what do you all have planned for this year?
Well, we're kind of coming up on our biggest campaign of the year, which is our Pride campaigns. We do a lot of awesome things with that. We have celebrity guests. We have a bunch of content creators. I think last year we had between 250 and 300 content creators who all came together to raise about $100,000 for Stream for a Cause. It was an amazing time. There was tournaments, events, individual streams, raid trains, like you name it in content creation, and we were doing it because it's about also giving people a vehicle to be creative. And we also treat it a lot like a digital Pride festival. Pride is awesome, but not everybody can go. It's not always accessible. Sometimes it's in places that are just unreachable for people who have different mobility needs, or maybe it's in a place that it's not safe. You might be trans, and going to Pride is cool, but also you'd be outing yourself, right, to folks that you're not comfortable with. So what we also try to do is bring a lot of the information, the resources that you would associate with Pride. We try to bring them as well to a digital space, and we're really excited to do that again this year.
Pride is really important to our community. A lot of our content creators identify in the LGBTQAI+ community. A lot of our content creators are also just a part of marginalized communities in general. We have a lot of great allies as well. So Pride is always a really great time for us all to get together and have that pride.
Yeah, exactly.
It sounds like a very exciting and important activation that you guys are working on. So with such a diverse group of creators and of your team, inclusivity and representation seems to be very important. Why is that?
I think that it's because people like to see games that they can see themselves in. We love to be able to showcase games of all different types. The idea of being inclusive, right? Like, it's something that we can treat like a chore, or it's something that we can just embrace, because we all have differences. We all have things that make us unique. We all have different thoughts and ideas and all of this stuff. And we also have differences in the way that we grew up or the experiences that we've had. So making sure that we have media that represents that. We always love to approach those things. That's why we love Whitethorn games so much, because honestly, so many of the different games that you put out naturally have just like representation cooked into them, because it's something that's important to the developers on your teams. And so for us, that makes it just makes a huge difference. And being able to talk about the games, we always love when there's something new from Whitethorn coming out, because it's going to be something that's relatable to the people in our communities. And for all the different studios right now that are like questioning it, they're thinking like, wow, DEI, like that's getting cut everywhere. Like, should we play it safe? I just want to encourage you to continue to be brave, because there are people that rely on that. There are people who need to see themselves as a young brown kid going into STEM, or they maybe need to see themselves as like a cool, like witchy vibe, right? Like, there's all sorts of different stuff that's out. And if you continue to make those games, they're going to be speaking to the people that you're really wanting to reach. Shout out to Magical Delicacy.
Well, just before we head out, where can people find you? How can they get involved?
The best place to find us, we're on all socials, but if you go to streamforacause.org, you can find all of our social handles there. If you're a small content creator and you're looking to get involved and be more philanthropic in your streams, we also have a sign-up area right on our website. You can also access our Discord from streamforacause.org, where you can see all of the upcoming events and all the fun stuff we have planned for this year.
That's awesome.
We're just so excited that y'all had us on the showcase this year. Like, we're super big fans of Whitethorn Games. Ever since we were able to meet in person and even connect before that with just the random emails, you all have been so lovely and welcoming. So we're just, thank you so much from Stream for a Cause. We're really happy to be participating and to just celebrate everything that you have coming up this year.
Well, we're super happy to have you, and thank you again for joining us and taking time out of your busy day. I know you got a lot to do, so I appreciate it.
No, thank you.
You know, I signed up for their newsletter, right?
Bye.
I literally sat here and just did that. Because Magical Delicacy, let's go.
Can we just take a moment to recognize the fact that it's been 4 years since we premiered our first ever Whitethorn Winter Showcase?
Oh, has it been that long?
Time sure does fly.
It's ever sleeting.
Oh God, not the dad joke.
All right. Wait. Wasn't it Whitethorn Winter 2 years ago that we teased Colonel Hearts?
Yeah, and we revealed
There's
the
always
first
one
trailer
in
for
the
the game
group.
last year.
There's always one.
We should check to see if the team at Ephemera wants to share any new gameplay. I'm sure they'd love to talk to our community as well.
Hi, I'm Momo, and I'm the lead character artist of Colonel Hearts. Today, I'm going to talk about two of the many allies you will meet in the Tower of Babel. Mikowai, the Ravenous Soldier, and Fang, the Dreamer Hunter. Mikowa is a Polish soldier who ventured into the Tower of Babel as part of the first military assault 10 years before the arrival of the player. The 2 bullets wounds on his chest sparks questions about what happened back then to his squad. After all, angels aren't usually the ones doing the shooting. And then we have Fang, a real magical girl in the flesh. A rare sight these days and one of the last ones alive. She was part of the 5th expedition into the tower, back when they still had magical girls to spare. The tower can grant magical girls an extraordinary burst of power, but this heavenly curse doesn't come cheap. If you don't stop at the right moment, you will get lost in the ecstasy of it, never to come back. We call those former girls dreamers. Upon seeing the horrors of the heavenly curse, she devoted the rest of her life to taking her former squad out of their slumber so they could finally rest. And that is all for now, but if you would like to know more about the characters that will aid you in your journey, join our Discord to stay up to date with any upcoming news about the game. Let's lay God together next time. Oh, and wishlist the game on Steam. Yep. Bye-bye!
I may have to go look at them and see what it's like. Man, I'm telling you, this wish list is getting larger and larger.
Revealed that it's coming to Xbox, right? That was at the Latin American Game Showcase.
Yeah, no, it was such a great show too. There were so many awesome indies from Latin America.
I wonder if the organizer, David, would be up for joining us for Whitethorn Winter. I would love to hear more about what they're doing to bring Latin American-led studios to a wider audience.
Let's see if he's up for it. Well, David, it's great to meet you. We're excited to learn more about the work that LAX does in bringing global exposure to Latin America developers and studios. Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit more about what you guys do and how it impacts any developers in Latin America and how they benefit from it too?
Yes, for sure. Well, first, thank you guys for including us. It's been a pleasure to collaborate with Whitethorn in the past. We're super happy to work with publishers that are also bringing attention and supporting devs in our region. So this is a pleasure and an honor. So thank you for having me. And yeah, the Latin American Game Showcase, it's precisely that. It's a platform that we started working on late 2022, 2023, I believe. I'm already lost on time. But we've done basically 4 editions already. And the whole idea of it is to bring more awareness and visibility around the games being developed by Latin American developers, both within the region, but also overseas. Like we've had teams from Colombian developers that are working on games from the Netherlands, and a lot of people in the United States and the UK. So we basically are trying to funnel every game that we can find so that they find new audiences and hopefully additional opportunities like the interest of publishers just like you guys. Fortunately, we've had a lot of a success in this past editions, not only visibility wise, but we've had several teams that have gotten picked up because they were found while watching our showcase. So that's always great. And in the past couple of years, we've integrated also a Steam sale, and that has also garnered a lot of success. So yeah, the idea is for us to have at least 2 showcases a year where we highlight a bunch of games. We've done so already for over 230 games of the region, and we want to keep the work going. We want to keep working, and we're excited to keep on going and growing with the platform.
Nice, thank you. So, what are your plans for 2025?
2025 is going to be huge. We have, of course, the plan to keep our 2 big windows that are going to this year again be in collaboration with Jeff Keighley and the Game Awards team. So we're going to be on Summer Game Fest, and we will be at the Game Awards as well. We don't know the shape that that's going to take for the Game Awards. We're thinking of changing formats for that one, but we're going to at least take advantage of those windows and the huge platform that Jeff and his team has given us in the past year. That said, we're working on a lot of other projects to keep on supporting the devs. So not only the Steam sales are going to come back, but we are now actively working on a game jam we're going to be announcing soon. Probably when this goes up, it's already announced, so all good. And we're also working on a couple of initiatives that will include a lot more collaboration with content creators from the region or content creators that want to support the region, because even though we understand the importance of the sales and the wish lists and all that stuff, we've grown to know that the best way to market the size of our games is through word of mouth and content creation. So we're trying to create spaces where we can collab with a lot more content creators and hopefully get more visibility that actually turns into sales and wish lists and active wish lists for our games. And we are starting to meet with sponsors and publishers that have already backed us in the past to see opportunities to find physical spaces where we can promote our games. So basically, we're just keeping what we're doing, and we're trying to layer a lot of other windows throughout the year to support even more.
Like, where can developers find you?
They can find us in all of the active social media. So we are in X, we are in Blue Sky, we are in TikTok, we are in Instagram, and we're on Twitch, all as LAG Showcase, so LAX Showcase, Latin American Games Showcase. They can find us everywhere. They can also visit us on our website, laxshowcase.com, and they can both see the applications there, but they can also see the lineup of the past showcases to know how they work, and they can find out a little bit more of our team and contact us directly. So yeah, for now, if you just follow on our social media, subscribe to our newsletter to find more information about the games being released month to month, and go to our website around March, and then around September, you should be up and ready to apply for the showcase. That being said, my email, it's like another great way to find us. We try to scout games throughout the year. So you can get me at david@laxshowcase.com, and I'll answer right back, and I'll try to help you out or meet and see your pitch and help you in whatever ways we can.
Thank you so much, David, for your time today. We're really looking forward to the next LAG Showcase and much more to come from you guys. 2025 is going to be amazing.
Yes, and this is not the beginning, but this is the first step in 2025 where both of us are collaborating, and I'm sure not only through the games that we are supporting, but through our endeavors and missions throughout the year. It's not that last time you'll see LAG Showcase and Whitethorn in the same screen.
Well, I'm excited for that.
Thank you, David. It was really nice meeting you, and
thank
you the best for LAGs.
Yeah. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too.
Lots of great info for people to
Okay,
go check them
we've
out.
talked about all the games coming to PlayStation this year. We talked about all our other games coming out this year. We've had a look back at last year. Can we please talk about Calico now?
Oh, guys, we're almost out of time, and we forgot to talk about Calico. Peachy Keen Games has new DLC for that really soon, right?
Yeah,
I love
Calico
it.
neat things. We have something special to share about its release date, right?
We do! Actually, it's launching during the Whitethorn Winter Showcase on PC and Nintendo Switch.
You mean right meow?
Right meow!
Roll the trailer!
Oh Lord, this is a Shoko game. This is a Shoko game, Ebony.
Oh yeah, that definitely ain't a me game.
What a great way to end the show, don't you think?
Yeah, I know our community has been really excited about that.
Well, everyone, this has been a very productive meeting. One last thing, though. I want to make sure to extend a huge thank you to the members of the press who covered us over the years, the fantastic content creators who've shown us so much support, and, of course, our wonderful community. We couldn't have had such an incredible 2024 without them. I really hope they're excited about what we have coming up in 2025
I'm excited.
Absolutely, and I mean,
I've been excited this whole thing. There are at least 3 games that I'm already checked out.
The platforms that help us get our games out to everybody. So, to name a few from this showcase: Safe in Our World, Latin American Games Showcase, it's Stream for a Cause, of course, Laura Kate Dale and her accessibility showcase, and anyone else we haven't mentioned that's been a continued part of our mission to get games in everybody's hands.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. And thanks, Liz. You did a great job.
No problem. I'm happy to help. I'm so excited for everything coming this year.
Well, thanks everyone for joining today. Make sure you all stay safe during this storm, and don't forget to shovel your sidewalks. There's people walking. Stay warm.
Oh man, I don't want to shovel my sidewalk again.
Have a good afternoon, everyone. Peace.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. This could have been an echo.
And of course, you already know, for all those that were in here, I highly recommend, please go and check out any of their games. Mythwreck Ambrosia Island is like one of my favorite games to play. Manor Botany, if you like botany, you want to grow plants and learn about them. Calico, if you are a huge fan of plants. Magical Delicacy is also going to grab up on my wish list. So I highly, highly, highly recommend, please go check out those games. Go check out Whitethorn Games. Go check out some of the titles that they enjoy and they support. And I think you guys are going to absolutely love it. So please, please, please check them out. They are an amazing company with supporting some equally amazing devs. And of course, you know, big fan of indie games. So please go check out indie games because you know what? There are some actually good adventures you can have with indies. You don't always have to go to AAA. Indies are out here for everybody, and I think you guys are going to enjoy them. So please, please, please go check them out. Like, people put a lot of love into the indie games, and not that they don't do it for AAA, but indie is like opens up a whole nother world to areas that you may not have ever thought about. Like, not even gonna lie, had it not been for indie games, I would not have gotten into like roguelike game. Trinity Fusion, which is an indie game, had me going into, you know, checking out games like that. And a lot of my comfy, cozy games are often from indie devs. And even some of the action adventure ones are often indies. So yes, please check them out. Don't ever feel like you are never going to find anything. I promise you there is always an indie game out there for you guys. So yay, this was great. Kudos, Whitethorn Games. I'm be wishlisting like crazy. Especially I'm going to start poking the hell out of you guys because there's some PlayStation titles that I want to showcase. So, with that being said, I think we had a very good short stream today. Like I said yesterday, today is normally my day off from streaming. I try not to overwork myself because I got yelled at last year. So this year is different. We're going to try to keep with the schedule. So we will be on tomorrow, and amazingly enough, we will be doing a sponsor stream because we have an indie game to be showcasing tomorrow. Haha. See how that segued into all of that? So we're gonna go bye-bye for now. We're gonna have some fun and all. And I hope you guys have amazing rest of your Thursday. Please go rest and relax. And I will see you guys tomorrow.